So, yes, my dear friends, we are here to learn about group consciousness and what are the dynamics of group consciousness and how can we fit in into a group setting and what all we have to do to be a part of group consciousness. And there are levels of consciousness. There is individual consciousness, there is group consciousness, there's family consciousness, there is national consciousness. We need to keep expanding our consciousness. So that is what we are going to learn about today, my dear friends. And I'm very happy to see you all here, uh, wanting to learn something more, to become a group and be together, learn together, grow together. So that is what this session is all about. And thank you for joining in, everyone. So before any further delay, I'd like to start the presentation with you. A very good morning to all. And so, yes, my dear friends, I hope you're able to see my screen. Um, this is about group consciousness, and this particular topic has been excerpted from a book called Consciousness, Volume 3, written by Torquem Sarathiran, my dear friends. So, this is something which is very important, and I thought of sharing with everyone. This is the need of the hour. And we all have we are all working individually, we are all doing great things individually, but as a group, what all we need to do to increase our group consciousness, that is what this is all about, my dear friends. So yes, so let's jump into the topic as quickly as possible. So this, since 1931, my dear friends, and we have all been having this world of group service. And many groups have been formed and got synthesized as and called as the new world of group server, new group of world servers, my dear friends. So who are these world servers? And do we fit into it? Is what the question is. So we need to render our service in both the planes, both subjective and the objective worlds. And that is what is group consciousness. Serving in both the planes, subjective and the objective levels. So some of us are conscious of the both the sides, and we work as bridges in the groups, for both the groups, for the subjective and the objective groups. And that is where we have to build the group consciousness wherever we are, because as it's being said here, that before group consciousness, a real group responding to higher standards and principles cannot exist. So do you exist as a group consciousness, or do you respond to the higher standards and principles? That is what is most important over here to remember, to understand. And then what is group consciousness? Group consciousness, what does it do is it creates a very practical, expanding, healing, and very protective condition. So if you really want to heal yourself, if you really want to expand yourself, then group consciousness is what we need to develop for all of us. Even individually, it is a very beneficial thing to develop group consciousness. We're all living in different kinds of consciousness, stomach consciousness, sex consciousness, vanity consciousness, and lots of other consciousnesses. Emotional consciousness, mental consciousness. So there are levels of consciousness. Now we are all going to learn about group consciousness, my dear friends, which is very, very important at this point of time. And you'll know soon why. So what is group consciousness? And group consciousness is when your heart pulsates in every member of the group. Does your heart pulsate in every member of the group, my dear friends? It's not easy to understand. I know that unless and until you actually are into group consciousness. Your heart is in every heart. Your heart is pulsating in everybody. See, a group can be anything. Your body is a group. Your body is a group of all your organs. And each and every organ is a part of the entire system called as your physical body. So that is a group. Your family is a group. Your friends is a group. PSSM is a group. PAIMA is a group. Everything is a group. So does your heart pulsate in every member of the group? Do you breathe or do you pulsate in every part of your organ? You're conscious of everybody's situation and condition, and you're pumping energy into them, just like you pump blood into your system. Your heart pumps blood into your system so that they become integrated, aligned, and become one with your heart's pulsation. So when your heart is pulsating over your body, all over your body in the same rhythm, you are a group by yourself. Just like now, what I said is, your liver, your stomach, your kidneys, your heart, your everything, your pancreas, they're all one. They are all one rhythmically. Everything is in a flow. Everything is in a pure symphony, synchronicity. So I am alive because the group of my body is intact, is beautiful. It's functioning well. That's why I am alive. That's why you're alive. We're all alive because our organs are functioning beautifully. And the same thing is in group consciousness. If we are group conscious and if your heart is pulsating in everybody in the same rhythm, in the same dimension, in the same horizon, in the same expansion, you are group conscious. You feel their agony. You feel their joy. You feel everything that the other person does. Do you feel that, my dear friends? That is what is group consciousness. You experience the other person on a physical level, emotional level, mental level, and the spiritual level. That is what this is all about. And group consciousness is when you physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually live with each member, and you share their physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual striving, their wishes, their desires, their horizons, their visions, everything. Everything. You share everything that your group is. You attract your group, you absorb them, and you feel that you're a station that is in communication with every individual in the group. You don't just be in a group. See, when you're in a group, it doesn't mean that you are joined here as individuals. See, in these pictures also we have different groups. Like they say, the birds of the same feather flock together. What if all of these groups can become one group? That is what is, group consciousness, where there's no separatism. There is only inclusivity. And you understand each other. Even though you're of a different color, you understand each other. You are with each other. It doesn't have to be the same color. The other person doesn't have to be thinking the same like you, being like you, talking like you. In every which way, being connected emotionally, mentally, spiritually, every way, you're connected as a group. Do you wish to be the communication person in the group? And the hierarchy is trying to create such groups because if such groups are created on earth, they are the most powerful source of energy. So do you want to be a part of such a group? Better. Can you be the source of the person who can create such a powerful source of energy? We can move mountains and when becoming one group consciousness. But It's easier said than done, isn't it, my dear friends? It's very difficult to build unity because oneness is something which we may talk, but it's all on surface level. We need to understand that unity is something that we can achieve in a practical way by being in every person's heart. Our heart should pulsate with everyone rhythmically. And the salvation of the world is in the hands of such groups because they will receive energy from the hierarchy, from higher sources. If we wish to get this energy from the higher sources as a group, then there's no other way. I'm sorry. There's no other way than to come in, come into as a group and build group consciousness. We are all beautiful individually. We expand our consciousness, we do everything. But then, how are we as a group? How are we as a group? And do you want to be chosen to be the salvation to the world? Do you want to be of service to the world? Do you want to put others first than yourself? Patriji says that 80% you live for others and 20% you live for yourself. Is it the other way around? That is what is group consciousness. They live for others. They're healthy for others. They're knowledgeable for others. They're wise for others, not for themselves. So, unified and group conscious groups evoke higher wisdom and powerful energies and use that wisdom to illuminate and uplift mankind, not to uplift themselves, not to uplift themselves as individuals, not to gain name, fame, all that money or anything. They do that so that they can uplift mankind. So, are we here to uplift mankind? Yes or no? Are we here to be a part of that group which uplifts mankind selflessly, without any hidden agendas? And as a man, if integrated and aligned with his soul, manifests wisdom and energies, so does a group. So does a group, isn't it? A group has common goals, which the group tries to achieve, tries to manifest. And when integrated and aligned with the soul of the group, manifest electromagnetic energy to its surroundings. That is what group consciousness does. That is what it does. And if you have anything emotionally, for example, we may hate the other group members. We may fear something. We are angry at something. We are jealous of the other group member. Oh, the other group member is getting so much of attention and I am not getting it. Or maybe revenge or these kinds of things interfere with your pulsation and your pulsation stays within you and creates congestion within you. When you're in a group, you actually are one with that person in that group. You're no more individuals, you're a group. You're a heart of that group. And many people who enter into a group do not digest the pulsation of the group, and the pulsation of the spirit create congestion. The energy does not spread itself. Are you one among them? Are you one of them who have all these feelings and you enter into a group who have all these emotions? You don't love some, but you hate some. And that is what creates congestion. If you're in a group, you need to be one with the entire group. So, for example, if the pulse of my heart is only felt in my arms and not felt in my feet, in my nose, in my back, I have congestion, and that congestion, that pulsation eats my heart and destroys it. The vision of the group should be spread across the group, and nobody should be excluded into that common goal or common vision of the group. That vision has to be spread across the group so that everyone pulsates in the same manner, in a rhythmic way. And everybody has to be the transmitter of that energy, that common goal, that group goal. For example, a family. The family, entire family as a group has to have common goal, which is the health and wealth of the family. It can be different reasons, different common goals for each and every family. But there has to be group consciousness. The goal can be different, but the unity has to be there. And Christ said the same thing in different ways. And he said, I am the tree and you are the branches. He was talking about group consciousness. When a branch is dry, my father cuts and throws it and burns it. What do you mean by becoming dry? When does a branch become dry? What do you mean by a branch becoming dry? So if a group member dries, it is very beautiful. Dries in the sense he no longer works for the group consciousness or as a group or doesn't pulsate with the heart of the group. That person will be a total mess in every which way, physically, psychologically, psychically, emotionally, and mentally, and ethically also, and spiritually as well. That person goes through all these messes together and completely burns himself and he dries and that leaf falls away. As long as the leaf is green, it will stay on the tree. Once the leaf is dry, it falls down. That is nature, isn't it? Even though he's in the group, even though he talks to people, he's still dried and he has to fall off sometime or the other. So group consciousness is very important for everyone's health, my dear friends. A family is a group, or a friends group is a group. Everything can become group consciousness. When that family is not pulsating together consciously, emotionally, in their joy, happiness, not pulsating together, husband or wife becomes sick, children become sick, and they do not know why they are becoming sick if there is no group consciousness. It's all because of congestion, because the love is not spreading, the sharing is not happening, the beauty is not being shared. There is no common vision, common goal. Everything is a mess. So everything, all the energy is stagnated in one part of your body, one part of your group. There's stagnation, there's congestion, and how to deal with it. So this congestion is energy accumulation in certain points of your body, certain points of your group, and that energy does not distribute itself. That means you're holding back. You're not sharing anything. You're just accumulating it and you're waiting for yourself to become the dry leaf. It just not does not even just destroy you. It creates a virus into the group as well. And they stop responding to the group consciousness. And in group consciousness, my dear friends, it's very essential to always try to share the burdens, to share the dreams, to share the service, to share the rest also, to share the fun also, to share the meditation and the reading as well, so that you spread the energy that is accumulated somewhere in your nature. The body does its part. Every part of your body jumps in to do its job. They share it. If we have food and you put food in your mouth, it goes through your esophagus, it goes to your the stomach, and it does its job. Then it passes on to the intestines or pancreas or wherever it goes, and it does its job. They share everything. They share the work. They share everything, my dear friends. And if you're not sharing, then they do not have group consciousness. Sharing is the most important thing in group consciousness. You share everything. You share happiness, you share responsibilities as well. And Torquem Cerediran says that he sees any person who has congestion, he sees that person. And it's not a tree with branches that are green. And another fantastic quotation that Jesus Christ has given is that I am the tree and you're the branches. Every leaf, every flower is taking that sap, that rhythmic energy, and you see that some of the trees are dying. Why? There is congestion in one place and other places are not taking energy. Do you wish to be a part of such a group? Or do you want to create such a group yourself where there's no congestion? There's just flowing and sharing and beauty going through across each and every member of the group. They're all in synchronicity. They're all in a rhythmic manner. Congestion-free group is what we are looking for. And suppose a woman or a man is going to share. He says, I hate those two men, but I love everything else. You are in a group, but you hate certain members of the group. You love certain members of the group. That is not how it's going to work. You have to be in and every person's heart. If we hate some people and if we love some people from the group, then we are congested. We are creating whirlpools in the group and crushing that group with the thoughts and imagination and emotions. If she is in vanity saying, I am something, when you're in a group saying that if you do something or if you have achieved something, if somebody appreciates you, you start feeling that, oh God, I am something. And she is taking all your energies to be absorbed by her entity. And she is going through congestion. And if she's an egotist, I am something, that is a congestion. Nobody is something in the group. In the group, nobody is something. And everybody is something. In the group, everybody must be nobody to make the group somebody. If you want to enter into a group, you have to become a nobody. If you're entering the group by becoming somebody, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You enter into a group, you're a nobody. You're not special. You're not something else. You're nothing. But when you join together as a group, you're beautiful. You're something. That group is something. So that is the reason why we should never let ego play a part in the group. It's the most important thing. Vanity and ego are the most deadly things for group consciousness. Better not entertain these two things when you are in a group. And imagine the pulse. The pulse must go everywhere. And that is why in certain ashramic groups, if one member, two members, three members demonstrate vanity, selfishness, separativeness, showing off, they put them aside. The ashram people, the ashram gurus, just put them aside because they are no good to the group. They are creating congestion to the group. They are becoming virus to the group. They say, no, don't come here for 2 to 3 months. You clean yourself and then come back. You learn about group consciousness and then come back and join the group. Do not create congestion in the group. That is what they say. The ashramic gurus. Inner criticism is congestion. In criticism, you are bringing the whole pulsation onto that woman whom you are criticizing. And saying, you're a bad girl, you're a bad man. Now she is congested. How do you speak about the group members when they are not in front of you? What do you talk behind their back? And how do you talk when you're in front of them? Observe yourself, how you're talking about the other person when that person is not there. That either creates group consciousness or creates congestion, depending on how you talk or what you have in your heart for that other person, for that group member. And if you're judging or criticizing the other person, you're creating cleavages in the whole group. And that is not the aim of group consciousness. That is not the aim of a group. Group consciousness is a safety and health factor. And if you have a group that you love, and if you're harmonious within the group, cooperative with the group, and all the energies are coming and growing through you, not from you. Nothing comes from us. Everything goes through us. And the whole group is pulsating in the same health giving rhythm. Are we being healthy for each other? Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Four kinds of health, my dear friends. Are we a safety and health factor? Safety is not about being insecure. It's your group should be your home, a home that you can return to. You feel safe, you feel healthy, you feel happy, you feel beautiful. A group should be your home, my dear friends. Just like this body is our home, our family is our home. A group should be your home, your go-to, place where you feel calm, confident, beautiful, joyful. That is what a group should be. It should be your home. And in the true group, if you enter, you will see that your sicknesses are disappearing because your sicknesses are caused by congestion. And if you distribute that congestion, the energy that is accumulating somewhere and becoming a transmitter without holding the energies, you become the cause of health in everybody. And that is why it is very important to create groups, to create a group of people who think in the same way. Do we all think in the same way? Do we all feel the same way? Do we all have one heart, one rhythm, one synchronicity? Do we have one common goal? Do we act also the same way? That is what is group consciousness, my dear friends. That is what is group consciousness. And in a group, nobody tells you what to do. Nobody tells you what to do because you know what to do. You know what to think. You know what to act upon. You know. Nobody tells you what to do. Nobody should be there to tell you what to do. And because group consciousness immediately organizes their minds, and each one of them knows how to do, what to do in the groups so that there is no congestion. If any group member is in a position where they're being told to do something, then there is congestion. See, a group comes together in a willingness to share the work, to share the labor, to share the common vision that we have for the group. So that is what is a group about. But we must learn all these things so that we become a core part of the group. Everyone is a core part of the group, but you have to really become the core part of the group by not, telling the other person what to do or not being told by the other person what to do. You know what to do. You know how to do. You just have to do it with complete friendship and cooperation, my dear friends. Your love must pass from one to everybody. Your light must pass to everybody. Your striving must be echoed everywhere in the group so that you become a uniting, integrating factor in the group. Do you share your love? Do you share your light? Do you share your striving? Are you united and integrated within yourself and within the group? So the Tibetan master, Torkam Saraderen's master is there. So the Tibetan master in the book Esoteric Healing, if you want to read this book, please read it. So esoteric healing says that congestion is a widespread disease that devastates people. Congestion is when you put in your head some thoughts, some ideas for 30, 40 years or forever, you hate those people. You separate from them. Even though you're in the group, you separate yourself from the group. That's even more dangerous. Because you become something and they're nothing. You're superior and they're inferior. You feel that when you're in a group, you might have a tendency to feel, oh my God, I am separate, I am something, I am superior, or I'm not that great. Somebody else is superior. You have all these feelings of superiority complex or inferiority complex. That is congestion. That is congestion. You're a nobody. When you're talking about group consciousness, you're a nobody. So what are you doing? Basically, what are you doing? You are creating congestion, and slowly that thing comes as sicknesses in your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body, everywhere. Cancer is a result of congestion, nothing else. It's all congestion. You might want to talk to a few cancer patients and know what actually happened in their life, and you will know that the real reason is congestion of energies. And energy accumulates someplace and the cells multiply and you have cancer. And why do you have cancer? It is because in your body or in your society, you created a tremendous amount of energy congestion and you absorbed it into you without distributing and balancing it. I'm sure we understand what it means and we know what to be done in order to avoid congestion altogether, completely. No congestion whatsoever. So, how is the group formed now? How do we form the group? Because people think that the group is formed when people come together. It is not a group at all. It's just, a few individuals join in one particular place. That's it. In this Zoom session also, we are all here together as people. But are we together as group? Are we together as group consciousness? Not yet. But we can be, isn't it? So that is wrong. And real groups, spiritual groups are formed when they become sensitive in their body and emotions and mind to something that is grouping them. What is it that makes you join as a group? Can you remember the real reason why you joined the group? If you really remember why you joined the group, you will know what the common goal was. You will know what your intention was. You will know what passion you had carried in your heart at that time when you're joining the group. Remember that real reason. Remember that one thing that made you yes to the group, that made you say yes to the group. Why did you join the group that you're now in? It is time for us to question our fundamentals. Why did you join the group? And there are invisible groups in emotional, mental, and spiritual layers as well. And they want to incarnate to externalize themselves. Incarnate in the sense, come onto this physical realm, physical plane. And you become so sensitive to that pull, to their eagerness to manifest and to externalize. You come together in response to that group's desire so that the group functions through you. Let the group function through you, my dear friends, not by you. Not by you. Nothing happens by you. Everything happens through you. If we understand that, there will be no ego in this group at all, in any group at all. So, do we want to become a real group, a true group? Yes or no? That is the only thing. But we all have to develop group consciousness. We do not have any other option. So, the sooner, the better. So, the Christ said something even more esoteric, and it is not religious. He said, He will send me those who were mine before. And our groups are here and there and everywhere. And if you unite, if you integrate, your group consciousness will accumulate everywhere and and pull the people who are in the process of externalization. So you bring in all the people who are, as a group on the mental level and the emotional level, and you bring them together and you form a group, a beautiful group, wherein there's no congestion, wherein everything is shared, wherein everything is beautiful. Every part of that group is beautiful. What in with those who were mine? It's all the different parts of your heart coming together and becoming one heart. That is what is mine means. And did you find that group? And if you found your group and if you have entered into it progressively, intelligently, lovingly, harmoniously, then you will see that a group is a whirlpool of energy into which you can throw yourself and heal physically, emotionally, mentally. You can just throw yourself. There's no fear in it, there's no doubt in it, there's no holding back or withdrawal of yourself into it. A group consciousness will heal you, my dear friends. If you really want to get into the group consciousness, if you really want to, if you have found the right group that you have to be in, you will heal yourself in every level. Every level, you will heal yourself. Sometimes we are in a group and we say that, you know what, I want to take a break, guys. I want to take a break. I want to go back. But the real healing is in the group, being in the group. Oh, I want to quit the group. Some people quit the group. And that's okay. We are not, nobody's judging. But the real healing happens in the group. If you really want to heal yourself, you have to be in the group because the congestion doesn't happen when you're in the group. Every person has a choice to make whether they want to be in the group or they don't want to be in the group. But the healing happens here. And you're mostly paying attention to the physical healing. Physical healing is nothing in comparison to the healing that your emotional body requires. Sometimes your emotional body is so dirty, so filthy, and it has to be healed. You may not agree or you may not accept that your emotional body is filthy, but you know that with all the kinds of poisons that it has in your emotional body, like fear, anger, greed, jealousy, hatred, and all that, it's filthy. And how to heal that emotional body? The showing of personalities, you may smile a lot on the outside, but what are you inside? That is what heals when you're in group consciousness. And then your mental body must be healed. After your emotional body, it is a mental body. And the group can heal the mental body if the group is integrated all together and the pulsation is all the same. That is only when the mental body can be healed of each and every group member of that group. And any abnormal man or woman can come here and get absorbed by the group. You eat the group members, you eat them, you digest them. When you digest them, there's no congestion. Each and every group member is a part of your system right now. They are you are them. And the group suffers, but eventually cleans the newcomer's congestion. And for those who are continuously creating congestion in the group, mind you guys, please don't be that person. Please don't be that person who creates congestion in the group. If you're creating congestion in the group, go out, stay out, clean yourself, and then come back into the group so that you don't create congestion in the group. And sometimes the group tries to clean them and it cleans for 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, then they get tired, they get weaker and weaker, and slowly the group disintegrates. Slowly the group disintegrates. Is that what we want? Do we want to create congestion or do we want to be that, group conscious person? So a group is so sensitive, my dear friends, and it is a sensitive instrument. It is like your body. A little nail enters your toe and you feel it. A little nail enters into anyone here. The group feels it. Did it ever happen to you? Did it ever, experience it? That, if somebody else is, going through something, you feel it. You feel it inside your heart. Especially the leader of the group feels it. Patriji always used to feel that other person. All the leaders in the world that you can talk about, they feel the group. They know what's happening in the group, in each and every member's life. And there are groups whose members are ready for that group, and it is so beautiful. And we try to make people ready when they are entering into our group. What do? We tell them, resign from your drugs, tobacco. This is all physical things, my dear friends. We have physical, emotional, mental things as well. These three things have to be purified. So drugs, tobacco, marijuana, and hallucinogenic drugs. And first, there is the body, that the body has to be cleaned. And when you are entering into the group, that is what we do in group consciousness. And then the second thing, which is the emotional level, is that we talk to them eventually and say to them, do not have fear, anger, hatred, jealousy, revenge, especially gossip and slander. Let them go. They are vipers that are eating you. And you cannot be a part of the group, a healthy part of the group, if we have all these things in our system. I'm sorry, we cannot be. We have to clean ourselves in order to be a part of the group. And then the thing is mental body cleansing from vanity, ego, separatism, fanaticism, and greed. All these things need to be cleaned before you get into the group, or the group members will tell you to clean yourself from all these things. These are mental vipers. Then do meditation 1-2 years, and you're ready to enter into the pulsation of the group. This is the ideal way, but we cannot do it every time, isn't it? It's not practical. But this is the responsibility of each and every group member, that they have to take their own responsibility so that they can serve the group better. So they can serve humanity better. They can uplift themselves and others better. Be a healthy part of the group, my dear friends. Don't be a congested one. So some members entered before that preparation, and now they are our headaches. So we need to be ready. That is what it means. Don't become a headache for somebody, please. There are 20-30 years here, and they are the same cabbages. This is Torkam's language, not my language. So they are the same cabbages and worse than they first came. They cannot see themselves. They just cannot see themselves. And if somebody points out at them, they become angry because they do not accept that they are a cabbage. So then some people are ready. When they are ready, they come and immediately enter into the rhythm of the pulsation. They feel it. They love the group and they live the teaching. They love everything because it enlightens them, it expands them, purifies them, and sanctifies them. Readiness is very, very important. Are you ready to get into a group? Physically, emotionally, and mentally, all the levels. And it's not too late. Everybody who wants to be a group or a group member should get into the rhythm. And can you enter? Can you enter? It's just like, learning a dance. The music is playing and everyone is jumping, but nobody's dancing with the rhythm of the music. If you have a group dance, if you have a dancing group, then you will understand what is exactly being said over here. Everybody joins the rhythm. Everybody joins the rhythm and they practice together, they dance together. And in 2-3 hours or 10 months or 1 month or 1 year, when the music starts playing, everybody joins the dance. And that is when the group is formed. The rhythm, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, must penetrate from the body to emotions, to mental, to spiritual, so that you feel the rhythm. Do you feel the group? You must do everything possible to be a member of a group, any spiritual group that you want. But be ready for it. Prepare yourself. Show readiness for a nice group that is creative, that is intelligent, that is spiritual, that is pure, that is beautiful. Find that group and become ready for that group. Prepare yourself for the group. So what is the main duty of the members of the group? It is to create a beautiful future for the members to fit the rhythm of the group. That is beautiful, my dear friends. Make everybody beautiful physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Let them jump into the same rhythm that you have, the dance that you are doing. Let them join the dance. We need to prepare such group members to join the dance. And in another unorthodox writing, he says, Jesus Christ says, I dance and you dance with the same steps. What are the steps? They're the steps in the body, steps in emotions, steps in mind, steps in spiritual bodies. Your steps are in the rhythm. And that is group consciousness. And that is the main duty of the members of each and every group. You dance together rhythmically on every level. And some people enter into the groups half ready. And when half ready come into the dance, all members suffer because the newcomers cannot dance and they spoil the whole group. Did you ever experience this? This is what happens when you're half ready, when you're not ready to jump into a group. Sometimes we don't want to join the dance and we sometimes stay aside. And so, the whole group focuses on you. Oh, what is wrong with this person? What happened to him? Why is he not joining the dance? The whole rhythm is spoiled because you don't want to join the dance. And the group spends time to assimilate them and that floppy movement and make them to get into rhythm. It's all spoiled. So worse are those members who are not growing. You're not growing. And in certain times, they fossilize themselves, petrify themselves, and they stay as they are. They don't grow. And they don't help the group grow as well. So that is where congestion happens. If that person is not flowing, it means that they are congested. If the person is not growing, it means that they are stagnated. If any group member gets stagnated or is not flowing, the congestion happens not just in one person, the congestion happens in the entire group. Every group member affects the other person. So even though he is with the group, he's not with the group. And the group intention is to take somebody, your group member, eat them, digest them. Oh, he's digested into the group. Now I don't have to worry about that person anymore. Because it's all music, it's no noise there, it's all symphony, it's all music, everyone is playing together, dancing together in symphony, in rhythmically. And then someone comes with the violin and makes a terrible noise, and this is how an old member, a new member, or a new member can disturb the symphony of the group. Let's not make this happen in group consciousness. Half ready is a problem, my dear friends. You can't be just half ready. If somebody is not ready and you bring them to the group and you take into the group because somebody gave you $1,000, or because she's beautiful or he is beautiful, or that person has done great service, you're deceived by the outside phenomena and take him into the group. You take him to the group because of so many other things, not because of the common goals or common vision, or you're ready for the group consciousness. They're all half ready. Don't bring someone into the group just because they are doing some things, some X things. And the group has a hard time to digest that object, that person. Can you digest an object? And it is a porcupine that you cannot digest. We have lots of porcupines in our groups. They are show-offs. They have lots of vanities, egos. They come and go. They come and go, but they have to be cleaned. And the cleansing process must go on as the group advances in rhythm. Slowly, 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 the group advances in the dance as well. They learn more advanced steps, and the group grows together to learn those advanced steps. The group is changing, and it is a metaphysical idea that the rhythm of the group evolves and eventually becomes so complicated that 3, 4 people play the drums, but it is one rhythm, and you will enter into that rhythm. Isn't it beautiful, my dear friends? To learn the cleansing process and how you become part of the group consciousness. and start to play in the rhythm. You're just one with the music that the group is playing. So it starts from the beginning. Clean your body from every kind of drugs, even the pills that the doctors give you. Then emotionally and mentally purify yourself. These are the steps that you need to prepare yourself to enter into a group to become group consciousness. First is the body, second is the emotional body, third is the mental body. And you have to clean your body from all kinds of drugs, even the pills that doctors give you. Then emotionally and mentally purify yourself. And after purification, start meditation to purify your higher consciousness. We are all here to meditate, isn't it? We just did meditation before this session, and that is so beautiful. And then apply to become a group member so that you are wealthy and with the wealth of the group, so that you're conscious with the consciousness of the group, so that you're powerful with the power of the group, not power with your individual power, with the power of the group. Only with the power of the group you are becoming powerful. Only with the wealth of the group you are becoming wealthy. Only with the consciousness of the group you are becoming more and more conscious. It's not the other way around. It's not the other way around. So thank you so much, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods, for being here and listening to this wonderful subject by Torquem Seradarian. I hope it has helped, uh, open certain doors, open certain windows. So if anybody wants to ask any questions, or if anybody wants to share something, please do so. You can raise your hands if you want. Yes, thank you, Manusha. So this is what is group consciousness, and this is really wonderful to know, because we will know where we stand. We will know where we are. Yes, Dharmesh ji.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I've got a question here. It's more related to our individual conscious, right? Example, if I'm speaking on the phone with someone, right? And I've got a conscious and they've got a conscious. But when we're speaking over the phone, right, there's a transmission that I'm taking in their conscious, whether it's good or bad, but more
I'm sorry,
significantly,
can you become
if the
a little more louder, please, if you can.
okay, you can hear me now?
Yeah, but yeah, you have to be a little bit louder.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, right.
Okay. What I'm saying, example, I'm having telephonic chat with someone, right? I've got a conscious and they've got a conscious, and I'm absorbing the good and bad conscious. But let's say we're taking in the bad vibrations and it's rubbing into my conscious. Uh, so during the day it plays out, and in the evening during we sleep it plays out, right? But
I'm sorry,
how
shouldn't
do
we?
we how 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 do we not absorb someone else's vibrations or consciousness in our conscious?
If you don't want to, you cannot absorb. Only if you want to, you can absorb. That's the whole intention. Like, it's not like absorbing someone's energies. You have to be a part of the group to be that. I'm not quite able to understand what you wish to say, but I hope I'm trying to connect with your question.
So, example, if it's telephonic uh, conversation, right?
I'm sorry?
A telephonic conversation,
You're in a conversation, okay?
right? So I'm absorbing someone else's vibrations and consciousness into my conscious.
You're solving or you're serving?
No, I'm taking in someone else's conscious into my conscious,
Okay.
right? So I've absorbed their consciousness into my into my
Okay.
body,
Uh-huh.
right? So I'm interacting with myself with someone else's consciousness.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Okay, I'll type it out. I'll type it out.
Sorry? Can you type that in the chat box because we are not able to hear you clearly. I'm sorry. Okay, that's great. If you can type, that will be great. Thank you. Yes. Yes, thank you, Manideep. Yes, my dear friends. How do you find the subject? If you have any questions, please do so. If you want to share anything, please do so. Okay. So thank you, Kirti. Thank you very much. Dharmesh, maybe you can do one thing. You can email me at patriparinita@gmail.com. We can maybe we can converse there and we can start. I can start understanding you better if you can do so. patriparinita@gmail.com. If you can do that, that would be great. Yes. Thank you so much, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods, for joining in. So let us all unite as one group consciousness, as one group, as a part of this beautiful family that we have chosen to be in. We all have chosen our groups, my dear friends. And that is what we need to be. Just remember the reason why you chose the group. Remember the reason why you joined the group in the first case. And you remember your purpose. And you will never forget that again. So thank you so much, my dear friends, my dear masters, my dear gods, for joining in yet again. So I'll come up with more and more master classes so that we can all share, that is what it is. Let's not become congested with our wisdom, with our energies, with our love, with our light, with our friendship, with our unity, with our consciousness. Let's expand everything, but let's share everything, and more master classes going to come ahead. And I'll be sharing everything that I have learned with everyone. So thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Thank you.